My dear Dr. Jojo, welcome to Jurassic Park. Clever girl.
Hey everybody! Welcome back to the Chorizo Bro
We're
Show.
all back.
We are finally back together again. I've been promising the Jurassic Park episode for the past few videos.
It's been a while.
Been interjecting with some book reviews, and at the end of them, I'm always like, "We're bringing the boys back at some point to bring Jurassic Park." I was wearing the hat too.
You
we
give
saw
me
that.
one, bro.
Yeah.
I will get you one for Christmas.
Okay.
This is also kind of a Christmas episode. We have our little Christmas setup and dinosaurs up here. We're ready to rock and roll on this. We got Jeremiah Chicken Noodle over here. We got Artura Tortuga. And we got Jojo Ball Saggins right here. We're so happy to get started, you guys. In rare form, it's been a while since we've done this.
Yes.
We all read the book and watched the movie.
Yes.
It's been a while since we
Yeah.
all did
I'm
both.
excited. I'm excited.
So
And I feel like we have a lot. There's a lot we can talk about now because like Jurassic Park, just the movie. There's a lot we can discuss. But with the book, and
Yes.
with all three of us, I'm stoked.
Yes.
there's a lot of
It's gonna
stuff
be
to
a
go
lot.
over, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool. So what we're gonna do is what we normally do at the beginning of these. We'll do a quick, spoiler-free 30-second review on both. We'll start with the movie and then do the book, or whatever you guys want.
Okay.
Just one after the other, and then after that, the assumption for you guys is that you've seen the movie and/or read the book or some version of the two, because we're just gonna go head on into spoilers and we're just gonna have a conversation. So, who would like to start?
I can start. I'm gonna go for it. Okay.
Start.
All right. So let me see. The movie, younger, I would give it a 5 because of the dinosaurs. Now, since I've read the book, I'm gonna give it a 3.5.
The movie.
The movie.
Okay.
The movie. The book now, I mean, I've already started reading again, and I mean, I'm not a big reader, but I love the adventure, the adventures happening, the action, the journey they go to, like this. That's why I love Lonesome Dove, because it has
It's a journey.
It's a journey, and that's what I love about Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
And the book, I'm gonna give it a 5. I really love.
Whoa.
I'm surprised.
That's actually a little bit unexpected. Yeah.
I really love.
You
the
really
book.
liked it, huh?
I was into it for real. Like
Really?
I was really into it. Like
Dang, all right.
I
So
was
this is like Lonesome Dove.
exactly
Like
it,
level
it,
of.
It got me attached to it, and just like I was like, man,
Wow,
this
that's
book
amazing.
is.
Wow.
And when I saw the movie, I'm like, it really made me upset because
You wanted to see the events from the book
exactly.
because there's a rocket launcher.
There's a,
Yeah, there is.
All right,
Dude,
Jeremy, give us
So
your.
it's crazy, and I'm even more excited. I have literally the exact opposite take.
Oh.
Exact opposite.
All right, give us your thing.
So the movie is like a little warm place in my heart as a kid. I think for
Correct,
any,
I
yes.
think we all have that.
like
Yeah.
any millennial like 90s kid, like this movie
Yeah.
was up there. Like, dude, I watched this movie so many times.
same here. Yep.
So it was hard, I think, to maybe dissuade my thoughts on the movie because of that. I can kind of see where you're coming from, but after reading the book to me, it almost read like a textbook. There was a lot of very,
Science.
sciencey type of
Oh, I see
information,
what you're talking about.
and
Okay,
also
yeah.
too like philosophy was really big into the book, and so like to me, a lot of that distracted me from what I really liked at the movie. Is that yes, in the movie they touched on some of the philosophy, some of like the science,
but not
fiction,
as a lot. Yeah.
but the bulk majority of it was like adventure, action, dinosaurs.
Yes. Yeah.
So the book does that, but for me, I almost have literally like the rating is the polar opposite. I think the book is like a 3.5 for me,
Yeah.
and the movie's a 5.
Whew.
Yeah,
5.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
That's so crazy that you
Yes.
thought differently.
I
Wow.
really, I don't know. I just love the book, man. I really did, bro. Like I just love the journey.
It's solid. It's
It's-
solid.
I wish they would have put it a little bit more in the movie too. Like have the adventure, the kids and Grant go through. Like I wish they would have had more of that storyline
Yeah,
in the
I could see that.
movie. But anyways, we'll
What
go
about
to
you?
the spoiler thing.
So, my spoiler-free-ish thing with the movie, I think again we're all on the same page here. We grew up loving this movie.
Yes.
It's kind of like, I would be shocked if someone grew up with this movie and didn't like it. Unless they found it, they were one of those kids that found it scary or something.
Sure.
So even as an adult now, because I rewatched it last night after I got out of work, and I put it on, and I was like, I got not emotional, but I felt nostalgic as it was on. I was like, oh my god, the buildup of the music and the scenes that I remembered as a kid, and just re-seeing them, like the arm. Remember the dismembered arm? There were certain scenes that just stuck with me as a kid all the time. And then seeing them from the adult perspective, it just took me back, man, and I really enjoyed that. So it's hard to look at it objectively because we can't separate the I love this as a kid thing. So overall, if I were trying to be objective about it, the movie is probably a 4 out of 5, which is still a good rating.
That's a good rating, yeah.
Yeah, it's still a good rating. It's not a perfect movie. I think there's some things that I would change as far as like how the music plays out. It's a little too whimsical at times, and it doesn't know what type of movie it feels like it wants to be. Is it a science fiction? Is it a horror? Is it a fun, feel-good kid movie? The jarring sort of, you're unsure. It feels unsure of what it is, and that's why it's a little bit lower for me. And it's still a high rating.
No, that is pretty good.
The book, I'm gonna probably give it the same. I'm gonna go ahead and say 4 also out of 5. I really enjoyed it. The only problem I had with it was that it was a little too sciencey, and that's not usually a problem for me. I'm okay with a little bit of hard science. But when you physically are reading the book, there's like gene coding and like charts. And that's for a reader, for me, the type of reader I am, that's distracting. So that's one of the numbers off for me.
I listened to the book.
So in the audiobook, did they have...
No, they don't really like talk about like the chemical. They're talking about it, but they don't. I mean,
they can't show it.
Yeah, they can't show it. So I'm not.
So does it read it out like?
No, it doesn't
read out
system failure on off.
No. It's just like if the
hallway.
If they
on,
look at the
off.
computer, it will say system off, and that's about it.
Okay, so it
paraphrases
it.
Okay.
Yeah, they go paraphrase.
See, I think that they should have just done that because no reader would have been sucked in by that.
Yeah, it was unnecessary.
They would have been like,
maybe
just tell me that they need to flip the switch on.
Right.
Whatever. Anyway.
Well, maybe if I actually had a book, maybe I've been like, what the?
You would have been annoyed by it. We'll look at it. When we're done here, I'll let you look at it and you'll be like, oh my God, you actually shows you charts. I don't like it at all.
When I first saw it in the book, I was like, oh, that's cool. And then that's neat. Yeah. And I didn't expect it to be an ongoing
continuous
thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is during the whole book. It's like this every chapter, well, maybe every other chapter, there's like at least a couple pages of this charting. And it's like, it's just weird.
Well,
so I see what y'all talking about.
Yeah, it's just a little distracting. Yeah. I think overall they're pretty good scores for both, even if you didn't really care for the book or care for the movie as much. I think they're both it's an enjoyable. I mean, the dinosaurs are fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Even when I saw T-Rex as an adult, when he came out and he started, I was like, yeah, dude. The inside of me was like a kid again.
And it stands till now. Like I even argue that there are some movies now that are being produced that don't have the same level of like CGI that Jurassic Park did.
Yeah,
and it holds up.
Yes,
dude,
it does. It really
holds up.
Yes.
Yeah, like I think the only scene that is like glaringly like CGI is like the Brachiosaurus when they first see the dinosaur. I think that's the only like time.
Like the beginning when all the island, like they're walking in the field and the water too.
That actually didn't. I thought that was okay, but like the actual. Then they first see the big
Brachiosaurus. On top of the tree.
Yeah.
Okay, are you talking about in the tree?
In the tree, or that's what you're talking about?
You're saying the first time, yeah.
The very first time when they're like in the car and they first see the dinosaur.
That's what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
No, you're saying the scene with the water where they're in the background. Yeah, he's saying there's a shot where it's pretty front and center.
Right.
And you're saying that's when you can tell.
Okay. Yeah, because that one you can kind of tell.
No, you know what it is the 90s had this thing. I'm sorry, I feel like I cut you off there. I'll let you jump in. Their vision, Hollywood's vision of what computers were, always felt strange to me. Even back then, I always felt like that's not what computers look like. That's not how they operate. They simplified the way the interface looks and the way like the blinking lights in the back. They always make it look kind of weird. I'm like, that's not what computers look like. It never felt that way, anyways. And that kind of that was a little bit glaring for me this time.
I don't mind that kind of stuff. You're talking about like the actual like.
Well, all of
it. The computer itself?
The computer itself, and also, like, when the girl gets on, they're trying to lock the door because the raptor's coming in.
Yeah.
And she gets on there, and then it's going through the files, and there's just blocks, and it's like, computers don't look like that.
Yeah, that is definitely really bizarre.
That was kind of like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, right.
But I was more talking about like the whole CGI of
The actual
the dinosaur itself.
yeah.
Oh,
And
I just moved on to a different thing. I'm with you. The CGI holds up pretty well.
And I think that's where movies can learn from, because I feel like the reason why it was so good is because a lot of it was done in the dark of night. So like anytime you see like an action with like the big dinosaur, like the T-Rex or the Dilophosaurus, it's dark. And so that's like aiding in the favor of a filmmaker, because you can get away with a lot more CGI wise as opposed
if you're hiding it a little bit.
Yeah, because if you notice like all the scenes where they're kind of brighter lights, I think they use like puppeteering. So like the kitchen scene with the raptor,
correct? Yeah,
that was a lot of.
God, that was probably my favorite scene.
Oh, dude,
when they jumped on top of the table and everything.
When they're in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, when it smashes against the drawer or the cabinet or whatever, and it's like stainless steel in the front because it's reflecting.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I don't think she meant to, because she was just scared that it was coming towards her.
No, the
boy. But it hits. No, when she's trying to shut the thing.
Oh, okay.
And it hits the reflection. I was like, oh shit, like,
dude,
that was like the most suspenseful scene in the movie, in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, the tree. When the truck is in the tree and it's like falling.
Oh yeah,
you almost get like Indiana Jones adventure-y stuff there.
Oh yeah. And the book has, I don't remember them being stuck in a tree in the book.
Well, it's only Tim, the boy, is by himself.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
They don't. It's not both of them.
There's some action scenes that are not in the movie.
Yeah. Supposedly when the T-Rex goes under the water, when he goes down the
T-Rex can swim.
That would have been so cool.
That would have been difficult for them to do with animatronics and stuff.
But damn, that would have been.
Yeah.
They had the raft ride in the river.
Yes,
that was a big part. Oh yeah, in the book there's 2 T-Rexes. There's one older one and one younger one.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, so let's talk about this real quick. So the very beginning of the book, it sets up. This is almost a horror novel, right? Are you guys kind of on that?
Well,
I think I would
in the
say
beginning
so,
of the
it's terrifying
because they don't know.
Oh, man.
They don't even know what's going on. They think it's just a local lizard that lives there.
Yes.
That's getting there. Like
they're like there's a whole scene cut out where a baby gets eaten by dinosaurs.
Yes, and it rips the face off.
It rips the face off the baby,
yep.
and that's how it starts. You're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Man.
And it's just to show you that, and the philosophy of it is that when you're doing things with science and business, the morality doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
These guys are never really doing anything for the right reasons. Hammond in the movie is a little bit more grandfatherly, and
yes, he is.
You kind of like him a little bit more
in the book.
In the movie, in the book, he's an evil genius kind of guy, or like a evil billionaire person, and he doesn't live through the movie or the book because of that.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I thought was interesting, because Michael, is it Crichton?
Crichton, yeah.
Michael Crichton wrote the screenplay, or at least I think with the aid of somebody else, wrote the screenplay for Jurassic Park.
That's
and so I thought it was interesting that, I mean, obviously he can't include all that stuff. Like, I'm sure it was a good decision not to do the, that would have been cool. But I'm sure he had to cut a lot of stuff out. He was probably pissed.
Well, I was saying they should have done it like Lonesome Dove, like a series.
A series would have been so cool.
It would have been awesome, bro. I
mean, they couldn't. The thing is, they were limited
money. I know, also
by just the technology at the time. Like, this is what, 93 when it came out. I think it was like 1993.
Yeah, 1993. Okay.
So like, I mean, if they had access to the type of technology, CGI and stuff that they do now, they could have definitely done that and got it pretty close to the book. There is like the underlying theme thing, the hidden theme that I kind of found and like kind of want to go over with you guys.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you found one, because I wasn't looking for one.
It's a little bit on the nose. And you're not going to think it's that clever when I tell you what it is, but I thought it was cool.
I really enjoy the movie just because it's badass. The book,
That's
too.
how I felt, yeah.
Like, the book is awesome, too, like, just to read it.
Yeah, dude, they're both great. They're both great for just different reasons. Slightly different reasons.
So what's the...
So the underlying theme, I think, in the movie, and again, this isn't clever at all, but it's about the concept of starting a family. That's really what it is. And if you look at all the little scenes as the story progresses, because this is all different from how it plays out in the book.
Yes.
So basically, it's the concept of Ellie and Grant starting a family, because in the book, they're not together.
No, that's just student.
No.
Right.
Yeah, that's just,
Yeah, so that was obviously a choice that they made them romantically involved. Right. That's an addition that didn't need to be in there. except that somebody just thought it would be a good idea, right?
I feel like movies do that a lot, though. There's always some type of
they
love
always
interest.
change it up.
Yeah.
I agree that
always-
a lot of movies just do that, but I feel like whenever you see all this stuff that I'm about to mention, you're gonna be like, oh, it's kind of clear that they're alluding to starting a family, right?
Is this something that you looked up or you kind of discovered?
This is something I saw because it hit the nail on the head when I noticed it, and then I looked up into it afterwards, and then I was like, oh, other people saw this too. So I did notice it. Again, it's not that clever. When I notice it, when I say it, you're gonna be like, oh, I remember that scene. I remember that scene. Oh yeah, that is kind of what that means. Because how does it end? It ends with Grant going from him not liking to be around kids to the kids falling asleep on him in the helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
So that's clearly a very huge difference between the book and the movie. And it's like, oh, part of what was happening here was him learning to accept kids. And she even says to him earlier in the movie, you don't want to have one of those? And he's like, what's punk ass kid? And she's like, well, not that kid.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
A
clearly
breed of
it's
children.
clearly a
Yeah.
theme.
Yeah, but I think they fall in love with him because he doesn't leave them.
Absolutely, but as far as like visually and like certain things that happen in the movie, okay, so whenever they shoot that thing into the ground, and it's like it's supposed to be
like a
at the
shotgun
time, it's
shell
like a
or
shotgun shell, yeah, and it's like then they go over to
Sensor.
it,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
you see it on the computer screen,
Yeah.
right, when they're doing the dig. That imagery and the way they're talking about that image is an
Oh.
ultrasound. It looks just like that.
It does. Yeah. I can
But
see
that's
it.
not a dinosaur.
That's crazy. Yeah, this is this my son, Jeremiah?
Yeah, I saw this on his fridge, and I was like, can I bring that out? Because there's actually something pertaining to this.
Yeah, so this is my son. And dude, it's crazy because this first one,
It looks just
It's
like
curved.
the dinosaur.
Yeah,
It's curved
that's
just
great.
like a-
That's great.
It's
Just
pretty
like a,
clear that that's what that the
So we
imagery
are
is.
dinosaurs.
And he's like, look at the way the bone is, and that's how the doctor talks to parents about,
Yeah.
oh, here's its foot, here's its head, you know, whatever. So anyways, I thought that was kind of cool, right? The interaction with the kid that makes fun of the dinosaur. He's like, oh, so what do you mean it's a bird? It reminds me of a turkey.
reminds me
And he
of a
goes
turkey,
over there
yeah.
and he takes over that raptor claw, and he scares him. He's like, oh, it would disembowel you, and it would hunt you like this, whatever. It's a stupid scene. But
Yeah.
the point is, like, it's clear that his...
Like father figures.
the way he's showing his distaste for kids is through that scene. He wasn't like trying to get the kid interested in dinosaurs. He was like scaring the kid because it amused him, right? I mean, that's the vibe I got, right? And then he has that raptor claw. That raptor claw makes an appearance later in the movie.
He does.
Why do you think that is?
Well, for me, it's like a progression. So like him being that fatherly, kind of like a bad dad almost,
Right?
with that kid, and then he goes through trials and tribulations with the
Kids.
with the
Yeah.
you know Tim and
Lex.
Lex,
Yeah.
right? And then they're in that scene, and then he's like, "Look, I don't need this anymore."
Right. And
This is-
he throws it away because he slept on it and it hurt. But symbolically, it is, I don't feel that way towards kids anymore. Why do you think he got rid of it?
I mean, I think he dropped it. I think. I thought,
Well,
No,
I
he
think-
threw it away on purpose.
Well, I think he threw it away because Lex even says like, "What are you and Ellie gonna do if you don't have to dig up dinosaurs anymore?" So I took it as like he threw it away because why do I need the fossil when I can find the real thing?
Yeah,
now?
exactly.
That's why. That's my
Yes, and that's
So-
that's story-wise why it is.
Right.
Symbolically, it's the same thing he used to scare the kid,
So
and now
he's probably
he's
just feeling comfortable.
taking care of kids,
right.
assuring them he's not going to leave them.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's it's.
I
It
can-
could
I
be
can see-
whatever, but
yeah. No,
that's-
that's
the
actually really
father
cool. I
thing.
like
yeah,
that.
yeah. So
That's
it's
cool.
like the second his feelings about them change is through that.
That's really cool, man.
That's when they
That's-
hold him, right?
Did you come up with that shit?
Yeah, I did.
Damn, bro.
It's
It's
That's
when they
pretty
hold
good,
him,
man.
right? It's when he realizes, like,
Dude.
oh,
You got
So-
yourself. That's clever.
that's kind of.
I didn't even pick it.
It's
No,
pretty
but when
cool.
I looked into it afterwards and I saw that a bunch of people were already talking about it, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
I
but-
didn't discover this, obviously.
Well, no, but at least you came to
Yeah,
that.
you picked it
that
up.
conclusion.
Well,
Yeah.
there's a lot. There's a lot of them. I mean, a lot. There's a handful of them. So they actually have the conversation about having kids, right? So that's in there. And then Ellie Sattler, the lady, Laura
Yeah,
Dern,
yeah.
they're getting into the trucks to go on the tour, and she's like, the girl says, Sattler said that I should go with you. It'd be good
Yeah.
for you. So there's again that thing of her being like nudging him towards being okay with kids,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So
He
that's
was- he was
there
trying to get
because
away from
why
kids.
else would that be there? Why else would that line be there?
Right.
That's true.
Okay.
Now I'm starting to see it like we were talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's more...
So they run into that sick Triceratops, and in the movie it's a Stegosaurus, I think.
It is, yeah. That's a change.
In the book it's a
different.
Stegosaurus, and then in the movie it's the Triceratops.
Mm-hmm.
So there's poo diaper symbolism with her getting her hands in the poo.
Digging in the,
Right.
It's pretty overt too.
Yeah.
It's like, what's one of the things they tell you about kids? Like, the thing is, so your friends are having kids, buy them diapers because they're gonna go through a ton of them. I think when you had your kids, I always bought you some diapers, right?
Of course.
So poo's like a big. We're being funny, but like it's a big thing with babies.
No, for sure it is.
I probably have feces on my like. Somewhere.
This is stained with poo.
Dude, there's probably, I shit you not, I probably have shit on me right now.
Yeah. So there's some symbolism there. And what does Grant do with the Triceratops? When he touches it, what is he doing?
Oh, he's like kind of playing with it.
He's
kinda
on the
playing
belly.
with it. Yeah.
That is symbolic of men holding their wives' bellies. That's what you do when a lady's pregnant. Is you touch
you
her
lay them on,
belly, and
yes.
you put your ear to it, and you talk to it, and you touch it. And then it's a pretty important scene where it breathes, and he was like, oh, and he's like, because he's touching a dinosaur, but like
Sure.
symbolically,
I thought
it's
he
sort
was
of
in love because he's like, damn, I'm actually holding this beast. Like,
well, yeah. In the story, that's what it is.
oh, okay, but you see
In this take, this
I get you. Okay.
symbolism, it's that. Okay, let's burn through these because I don't want to spend too much time on here. He abandons the raptor claw at some point.
Yeah.
They feel completely safe around him,
Correct.
which they didn't before, or he didn't really want to let them in right away. And then there's one more thing with this. It's the fact that if you look at the way that they're dressed, Ellie is wearing blue and red, and then Grant is backwards. So she has like the red shirt but a blue undershirt. He has a blue shirt, but she puts the red bandana on him. Mm-hmm. So he's got the red on the inside and the blue on the outside. It's a male and female opposites thing. But if you look at what the kids are wearing, they both have either red and blue or purple somewhere on their outfit. It's weird. They weirdly kind of look like they could be their kids too.
Yeah, for sure.
Because that little boy, if you can imagine Grant, that's kind of what he looked like as a kid.
Think when I was
and he's very smart like him too.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid too, like I was little, dude. I was little. This movie came in 93.
Yeah.
I was 2 years old. So like, I think when I first saw this movie, I was like 3-4 years old, and I remember not picking up on things, and I remember thinking like, oh, those are those kids. Those are the
parents.
Those are the parents, and those are the kids.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought so too as a younger person.
Right?
Yeah, because you're just paying attention to the dinosaurs.
I was more exactly. I was more
I didn't
excited
realize
about
that was the grandchildren of the old man.
Of the old man, yeah. So I was I was like, oh shit! This whole time I thought they were the kids.
So through visual filmmaking language, that is in there in the midst of this story about dinosaurs. I thought that was really, really cool.
That is cool. I like that.
And it's different than the book.
Yeah, you don't really. I mean, yeah, it is totally different.
And the book is way different. Like,
well, they're not because they're not. The symbolism in the book has nothing to do with Grant and Ellie having kids.
No,
right? No, like there's no. You don't get any kind of idea that Grant dislikes kids in the book at all.
He seems to be pretty okay with them in the book.
Yeah, from the get go.
Yeah,
he does get kind of frustrated with Lex.
Well, because she like sneezes at a bad time.
Yeah.
Lex bothered me so much in the book.
She's kind of useless in the book. Yeah. No, I mean she is.
Dude,
she's there to like mess things up.
Yeah,
well,
I'm hungry.
Yes,
I want ice cream.
Yeah.
Lex.
Yeah,
the boy too.
The age is reversed also, right?
Yeah,
the boy's older in the book. And
he's older.
I think so.
He's
Unless I got it wrong,
No,
I think
100% he is.
Yeah,
he's older and she's younger.
Yeah.
And also in the movie, they make her seem like she's scared, but then later on, she kind of gets brave when they fight against the raptor.
She gets some growth.
Yeah,
she gets some growth.
She's starting to realize, I guess, like, man, I gotta toughen up because. Yeah. But in the beginning, she was very scared and stuff like that.
Yeah,
he left us.
That was.
The guy's thinking of shit.
That didn't happen in the book, right? Didn't the...
Yeah. Well, Malcolm runs too.
Yeah, Malcolm runs.
That scene with the T-Rex, he doesn't do the flare thing. He runs away like almost immediately.
Yeah, he runs away.
One thing that really bothered me, and it kind of, I do not like Ian Malcolm at all.
The character or Jeff Goldblum? Because he annoys me. He annoys me a little bit.
I like Jeff Goldblum, but in the book and in the movie,
the character himself,
character just bugs me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm with you. Don't like him.
I'm with you.
Like in the
he's
book,
annoying. Yeah.
In the book, he says a lot of really cool, profound things, and that's another reason I didn't really like the book is that there was like just so much, and like I get it about the whole like evolution, like dinosaurs had the chance, and all that stuff made sense. It just dragged on so much. I was like, dude, I'm tired of this. I was kind of want to get through.
I guess I just love the journey was better, and I wish the movie would have put a little bit more of the journey.
Yeah, I mean, there definitely was a journey for sure, but not in the same way as the book. But I don't know, just Ian Malcolm, dude, he bugged me so much.
I didn't like him a lot more in the movie. Like, what did he do? He was just chilling on the table, posing. Like,
that's funny. That's actually an iconic shot from the movie.
Like,
People are like, "Oh, they like sexy Jeff Goldblum," I guess.
I was like, "What are you doing, bro?"
No, because they're getting investors.
No, yeah.
That's why he's there,
No,
and he's supposed to be the hotshot mathematician, chaos theory. He's just the guy that's supposed to be reminding them about how bad an idea this is. In the book, all the sciencey stuff is to remind you about how difficult all this is. And they have a certain amino acid in the food that, like, if they are not on the park, these animals die when they're not there.
Correct.
And he's like, "No, dude, life finds a way."
Yeah, life finds a way.
And there's even the symbolism in the helicopter. Did you catch that?
In the book or in the movie?
In the movie. They're all putting their belts on.
Yeah, in the beginning.
And Grant grabs two female ends.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Okay, that's
he
cool.
grabs two female ends.
Because all the dinosaurs are supposed to be female.
Whatever, and he ties it together so it works. And it's an
Life
illusion
finds a way.
to. It's an illusion to.
Life finds a way.
Well, I don't know. We made them all female. They're not supposed to be able to breed. So that little shot right. Oh, I love. When I saw it, I was like, nice.
That's cool. I didn't pick up on that.
But I noticed. I remember that. That's cool.
He ties it together, and it's because they're two female pieces. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
That's cool. I really like that. Jeff Goldblum played that character really well.
Oh yeah, he did great.
His performance of that character is really good, but he was obnoxious. He was a little bit. Yeah. He called him out both in the book and in the movie that he's supposed to be like a rock star mathematician.
Correct.
He really does act like that.
He does act like
It uses the rock star thing, and then he's like hitting on Ellie and stuff.
Yeah. And he's like, I like more nothing but a single woman about to be single.
Yeah.
He's sitting on her. He's just so.
He's like, hey, let's put the water.
Yeah.
I'm like, man,
but when he's talking to Grant in the Jeep, like, so are y'all a thing or like?
He's trying to. I'm always looking for an ex, Mrs.
Mrs. Malcolm.
Yeah, Mrs. Malcolm.
That's so stupid.
But I really in the movie, I really didn't like what did he do? He was just posing. Just talking shit in the background.
In the other movies, I think he's a little cooler, and I think the whole Jurassic Park series, they get progressively worse. The first one is the best one, obviously.
Yeah.
Jurassic Park.
And they just keep progressively getting worse. Like I kind of wish they didn't make any of the others.
This is a good standalone story.
Yeah, it should just.
It's
be
like,
one.
hey,
make a series.
What if we did, the cool genetics, whatever science, and somebody being like, let's make a theme park at like a zoo. That's a really cool concept.
Yes.
But that concept only works once. It's not interesting more than once.
Yeah, and I feel like
seeing it go wrong with the grandkids out there, and like them trying to figure out how to put the power on. There's corporate espionage.
Yeah,
that's really cool. That concept of like somebody being like, they don't pay me, I'm gonna rip them off.
Yeah,
that is realistic. I could see a guy doing that.
And they're in Costa Rica, right? Everything said
they're in Costa Rica, or they're in Costa Rica or in an island very close to Costa Rica. I don't remember
because in the book at the end, the Costa Rica Navy gets there and saves them.
Oh, I think they bombed the place.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, because nothing survives.
Yeah, because they start blowing. You're right.
Well, they left I think they should have found a way to work this in, but there's a part in the book where part of his like mission is he sees baby raptors on the boat before they leave, and they're like, you cannot let that get to land.
Right.
We got to get the boat back. That's part of like the suspense of trying to get him back.
That was like an ongoing thing. That's what made it like, they got to.
Yeah, they got to keep going.
That is true. I remember because they see him with the goggles, right?
Yes. And the kid doesn't abandon the night vision goggles. He has them all
uses them the whole time. Yeah.
One thing I couldn't quite understand. I don't know if I read it fast or something. I didn't really get why they wanted to go to like the raptor. They wanted to count the raptors.
Well, because they found a male one or something like that, and they wanted to.
They wanted to figure out exactly how many
male
were out there, because the problem was whenever they ran the thing that counts them, and the sensors all throughout the park.
Yeah.
They were putting in how many they expected to have, and then one of the guys is like, no, well, if they're breeding, you need to tell it to look for more, and it will. and then he tells it to it's like 200 and something
In the
dinosaurs,
beginning, right, yeah.
and then he's
I
like
remember
try
that.
300 and something
Yeah,
or whatever, and they're like so that's why they're trying to figure out where the discrepancy happened, because unless I'm mistaking this, when they were filling in the spots in the DNA, they had to borrow amphibian DNA, and that's why they can do that, because some amphibians can change sexes in their life.
Yeah.
So they were thinking that happened.
So it was a more like frog, right? Like they used...
An amphibian. It could have been a newt. It could have been a frog. It could have been.
okay.
But I just didn't understand because I think they had finally got to safety, and then
Grant wanted to go back out.
Grant wanted to go back out, and
Yeah.
I just didn't understand. Like,
And-
dude,
and-
you're saved. You just went through all this crap. Now you're willing to go back, and they start going to like this like little
But in this
cave
one,
or something.
the lawyer stays alive longer, right?
I think he makes it all the way to the end. No.
Yeah, he makes it all the way.
Does he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
even goes with
Well.
them
In the
to
movie, they give 2 guys to 1 person, but in the movie, it's like 2 different guys.
Yeah.
Gennaro and somebody else.
Gennaro's
okay,
a lawyer, and there's
Yeah, Gennaro's a lawyer, right? He's the one who gets eaten in the toilet in the
Yeah,
movie.
but in the book he lasts
Through the
longer.
whole-
Well,
yeah.
I think there's a couple of characters that they kind of like don't really give much to do in the movie, and that confused me. When I
But
saw
it was like Muldoon and the
Muldoon is the game warden,
right. They added
the shotgun guy.
the he's like a
The Robert guy, right? Robert Modu.
yeah, that's Muldoon, but he was in the book. But there's another character. Gosh, what was his name?
It doesn't matter.
He's the smart one in the book, right? Where he's like, oh, look, he was able to take off his watch because he was broken. So I know
Yes,
the kid's
that
alive.
guy.
That guy reminds me of Deets. Because he looks at the foots. Remember, he's all like, oh, yeah, it looks like a
Yeah.
little kid's foot.
Right.
That little-
That was cool.
Oh,
He definitely
yeah.
That's what I was
Dude, what is his name? I want to know what his name is.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out
Yeah,
later.
so he was for sure Deets in the...
But it was Muldoon and him that I think were
The same
at it.
character
They were
in the
kinda like
movie.
what you're saying.
Yeah,
They're
yeah. They trimmed down the roles in the
because
movie.
Yeah.
Robert dies in the movie when Ham and what's the girl's name? The ladies?
Ellie.
Ellie goes to turn on the power.
Oh, dude, Laura Dern was so fucking hot, bro.
really?
Yes,
Wow.
I know. Like when I was a kid, I remember being like finding her attractive, and like it was one of my first like
Like little crushes, like
it be
Hollywood
yeah
crushes.
going like, oh my god, like she has the long legs, bro. I mean, look at her now; she's kind of she's just a little bit above average, but like I remember as a kid, you go, oh, she's like running around all sweaty and shit.
And you love a science girl, so...
Is that what it is then?
Who doesn't like a science girl, man? I'm just saying. Listen, man, we got to talk about Jurassic Park over here.
I can't remember.
She puts the ass in Jurassic Park.
Oh gosh, bro.
Laura
Would that be crazy if she like commented on our video?
Dern.
All right.
Yeah.
You're like, hit me up.
Oh gosh, man.
Can you imagine, dude? I would love to meet her. Everybody got all mad at her when she was in the Star Wars movie. She
Oh,
was
shoot,
she was
in the
like
Star
the
Wars
girl with the chick with the purple
The
hair,
purple, yeah.
Oh yeah.
and then anyway. Yeah, Laura Dern's great. She's great in this movie. What's Grant? Who's the actor? What's the actor called?
Sam something.
Sam Neill.
Sam
Yes.
Neill, yeah.
That dude fucking kicked ass on this role
Oh,
too.
God.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did, bro.
He was fucking badass in this.
I liked him in the movie and the book, too, so it was like...
Yeah.
He was one of my favorite characters.
I think in the movie he did the character's more enjoyable at entertainment value than I think in the book. I mean, he's still cool, but I think in the movie I like him better than
In
the
the
book
book?
version. Even though they do go through more stuff.
That's why I like the journey they went through. They went through a lot more stuff and stuff like that. I wish they would have put that in there.
One thing that's really obviously
My favorite was the T-Rex going in damn water. I was like, dude, that's fucking
Yeah, the
cool.
raft scene was badass in the
Yeah.
book.
one thing
The
that was
pterodactyl scene.
like terrifying in the book is just the way that they describe smell. I noticed that. So and obviously in a movie you can't do that.
Yeah.
But dude,
Like
like
the
way-
saliva and the...
Oh yeah, how their mouth smells.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like they're describing how like little pieces of flesh are stuck in their teeth and it smells like rotting flesh. I'm like, dude, yeah, that's probably
what it
exactly
would be
what
like.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and I bet you even like big ass lizards nowadays, like Komodo dragons. I bet you that if you were to smell their breath, it'd be rank. And
Be
imagine
rancid.
this giant
No, yeah.
T-Rex,
That's
Fuck, dude.
dude. So it was much more terrifying when I'm reading the book, and like you're saying, it's a horror.
it's a horror book in a way.
Yeah.
It is a journey book, but it's also horrific. Like
No, it is.
scene
it is.
where,
I know. I think that's
Newman-
what I liked about it. Like in the beginning, it was like, ooh, who is it?
Yeah.
Is it a raptor? Or is it...
and I don't know what the guy's name is.
The little-
Nendry or Nedry?
Nedry,
Nedry,
yeah.
Newman from Seinfeld.
Yes.
When he died, that character dies. With the whatever this is.
Dilophosaurus.
It's in the car
In the movie, yes.
in the book. It's in the car. And did I read that wrong? He gets in the car and then he's like, "Oh crap, one of them's in here." And that's the one
no, you're right.
And that's the one that kills him.
Because one hits him and blinds him.
Yeah, and then he gets in the car and there's one in there.
And he
I
eats
thought
him.
he was outside because I just remember.
No, that was Hamilton, or the one he falls off and he hurts his leg.
Oh, Hammond,
and he's trying to get on top, and then the dinosaur eats him.
Oh, I remember the Nedry's death in the book being real gory.
Well, yeah. Well, I think he's in the car. I think, man, I'll edit if I got it wrong. I'll say something on there, but I'm pretty sure he's in the car when it happens. And it like he's blind, but he remembers his thoughts are that it's like, oh no, like those are my guts.
Yes.
Yeah, because they
Because it like claw. Yeah, it got him. So there's a couple of things that were cool in the book. The fact that Grant got a couple of the raptors because he poisoned an egg. You guys remember that? He like gives him a poison egg. Yeah. He like puts something in some medicine or something in the egg, and then he rolls it down the thing, and it just eats it because it's like it's hungry. Yeah. And then it ends up killing one of the raptors. I think he kills two of them.
He kills two of them. He does.
Yeah. So the
other one has him the walkie-talkie and tells him talk when you're in and he injects it in his tail.
Yeah.
He injects it in his tail.
And then Nellie, what's her name again? The Laura Dern. Yeah, she finds one that can change color.
Yes.
There's one that has like a chameleon. Like, it's a raptor that she's like, what? She like sees it and it's like camouflage.
And they have a bunch of them are different colors too. They're not the way they describe it is like
yeah,
really
and
colorful.
like doesn't Lex pick one up at some point? She picks up a small.
Yeah, she was petting one.
Yeah,
and she's like, "This is Ralph."
Yeah, she named him. Yeah, she named him, and like, you know who they didn't show a lot in the movie too? Henry Wang or Wong.
Oh, Woon.
Yeah, I liked those interactions in the book. When Henry Wu was around,
he was cool.
Him.
Yeah,
I really liked him.
And he's the one that wanted to make a better, cool looking dinosaurs. Like, how about we mix them up and shit? Like, I'm not. And I know it's not Jurassic Park, but in Lost World, they just show the.
I think that like all the sequels, they pull a lot of their inspiration actually from the book. Believe it or not, even though they're awful, there's a lot of like that whole stuff you're talking about.
Henry's in the new one. Like Henry, he's the one. So
they pull a lot of all that, that idea in these newer movies.
Yeah, they don't show him a lot in the movie, the first Jurassic Park. Only that beginning scene when he's talking about they're all females and teaching him about the eggs and stuff like that. Yeah, that's the only scene we see him in. After that, we don't see him no more.
Yeah, that kind of he does have a much bigger part in the book.
In the book, he has a bigger part.
And I mean, he's still kind of like a villain character in the book. But I still liked him, like he wasn't somebody that I wasn't annoyed with, like Ian Malcolm. I just, he's just fucking, I hated him. Maybe I thought this book was awful.
You're allowed to think it sucks.
Maybe I gave it. What did I say? 3.5?
I don't remember.
No, you said it was a different from me.
You made it sound like it was gonna be like a crazy rating, and then it was like a really average one.
Give it a 2. Yeah, I would probably give it a 2.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
only because the whole sciencey philosophy, I still enjoyed it, but all that stuff was too much in there. So if you cut all that out, then it's good.
It's a good.
Then book. That's the 2 stars that I give it. That's the part that I enjoyed. I don't know, man.
No, we don't have to like everything that we do. I mean,
that's true.
We all agree that the movie still was.
Oh yes, man,
great. I mean, I don't know.
I really wish they would have put a little bit more of the book in the movie. That's the only thing. Of course, the dinosaurs. I'm always gonna love the T-Rex. T-Rex has always been.
No, the raptors were always my favorite.
Yeah, I really like the raptors.
I like the T-Rex.
I always, when I was a kid, the way I envisioned, because you learn about evolution. I don't know how young y'all were when somebody told you about it or whatever. But the concept was that we came from some kind of mammal and. Over time, our brains got bigger or whatever. Yeah. So if dinosaurs never went extinct, I was always like, which one would be the most human? Like, which one would have... And I always landed on raptor. I always thought the raptor would be the one that became the dominant dinosaur because of intelligence.
And
I always thought
they hunt together, too, and communicate.
So, yeah, they hunt in packs.
Yeah. How true is... a lot of the stuff from Jurassic Park, though, in the book movie versus actual fact, though, because I heard that the raptor was not 6 foot tall. That's like not. I heard that they're maybe 3 feet tall max.
And is that the reason?
Well, dude, most of that. There's no way any of that is actually what they look like.
Right, but I would imagine that they'd want to get at least the size right. A 3 foot raptor is totally different from a 6 foot.
Yeah, but imagine 4 of those.
It wouldn't matter. It wouldn't matter because, like, dude, you try grabbing like a chihuahua that's pissed at you. It's gonna be hard. Like if it's trying to like get away from, like it's like life dependent on it.
I would much rather deal with a 1 foot chihuahua than a fucking 6 foot chihuahua.
Yeah, imagine if it was 3 foot.
Sure, but imagine
either way, those things would be dangerous.
Sure.
And for the sake of the drama of the story, making it bigger is fine.
Oh, of course. You wouldn't want to make them like the size of a chicken, and then like they're like
I don't know. I would like to see what they would really look like. Okay,
I can't speak for fact, but that's what I heard.
Here's a question for you. It's obviously painted that Hammond is the villain, but us as individuals ourselves, do we think it would we support a Jurassic Park if it existed? Would you buy tickets to it?
If it was open for the public?
Well, you pay to go, but yeah.
I probably wouldn't.
Let's say you got some kind of deal, or is it money? Let's say it was affordable to you. It's like not like it's not like a rich vacation. Let's say you can afford to go.
I probably wouldn't, only because I even have a hard time with like even just having animals, period, in our home. You know what I mean? I feel like these animals are wild animals. People shouldn't own pets. They're wild animals. There are other countries out there that eat cats and dogs. They probably think we're crazy because they know those are wild animals. They belong outside.
So would not like to go see a T-Rex or like in real life? I
mean, I could probably see a video of it and be like, "Oh, cool, they did that."
Have you ever gone to the zoo?
Yeah.
Man, I will go.
I think I would go
I will
too.
Go. I would definitely.
I don't like if I found out that he was like Hammond, I wouldn't. And that's kind of like how some of this stuff goes. Like that's a thing that goes on now where if you don't like who somebody is because you found out they did some shit and you stop buying their albums or you start buying their product.
I mean, even if
I wouldn't want to support Hammond, but
just
I would fucking want to see a damn dinosaur.
Exactly. Yeah. I would be like, I know this dude sucks, but he has dinosaurs.
Yeah, we'll let it go. I don't know.
It'd be different. Every day was an asshole and he had tigers and lions. I was like, okay, I already seen that.
Well, I hear they're trying to see if they can do it with a woolly mammoth.
I've heard that too, but I've heard that like years ago.
Yeah, I mean these things I think take years to perfect, but I think do we go? You should, because the thing is you shouldn't play God as the concept. Don't fuck with shit. Don't fuck with nature.
Yeah.
Like they're extinct. Let it be.
Yeah.
What would it be like if some future, let's say we went extinct now as humans, a volcano or something arose, we're fucked, right? But the Earth goes on, there's a next thing, and they whatever being that is on Earth tries to bring back a human. Like, what would that be like?
Hey, you gotta.
Or like, what is it?
Make a movie.
What is it like to eat? They're like poking it.
You guys still drink around here?
God damn it.
Where's that whiskey at, man? I've been dead for years.
Oh my god.
These humans are strange. They seem to get dumb when they ingest this,
Right.
but they love it. It seems to be poisoning them, but they love it.
They're so advanced now and better than us.
The one in cage 6C wants McDonald's. What is that? Who is this McDonald? And why?
Oh man, dude. They should make a movie of that.
Like we humans get extinct and then they create a human.
Well, because it would have to work on
a human park.
What is this? What is this timeline called here? What is this like? If there was the Jurassic, the Cretaceous period, there are all these different ones. What is the one that we're in?
I don't know.
Do they have a name for this
technology?
era?
21st
No. It would be.
It's
I mean, yeah.
It's not 21st century, right? That's not the same.
No,
that's literal timeline. We're talking about time periods, eras. The Mesozoic era, the Jurassic era.
I don't know. I skipped that lesson.
Well, no, I don't even know. They would not have taught us. They would not have told us that. Like, we're living in the blank era.
Yeah, no, I have no idea.
But we haven't been in this earth for that long, right?
I mean, define long.
Well, how long did the dinosaurs live than we have?
The most current dinosaur was around 64 million years ago.
64 million years? Shit.
The most recent one.
Well, I mean, there's technically dinosaurs living on Earth right now.
No.
Like crocodiles.
No, literal dinosaurs. Like these.
Like dinosaurs.
Okay,
Like,
yeah. The ones that have been extinct.
yes.
Because they're, yeah.
That's what I mean.
It's like the most recent one was 64 million years ago. According to the science. And that's, I mean, who actually knows?
Yeah, and I was like,
because like,
when is the first?
What if you're a million years off? Do we act like it's a small amount, or do we act like it's a huge amount?
When is like the actual first spotted of a human, or like?
I'm curious to see, like, in 4 million years from now, where we're gonna be.
Well, I heard there was some kind of thing to like give you an idea of what the timeline of humans on Earth. I don't know how true this is. It's just like a way that somebody explained it. Probably Neil deGrasse Tyson or somebody. Maybe it was Mike Tyson. I don't know. But basically, it was like if the average sized human, like a 6 foot tall person, put their arms out like this.
Yeah.
And then you were to take, this is a timeline. The amount of years that humans have been on Earth would be the length of your like fingernail. And then there was all this time that was different beings alive from the beginning of Earth. So we've been only here this much.
Damn.
Yeah. So like,
And look
we'll be extinct. The human race will be extinct.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's an argument that we can have.
I'm pretty sure. I feel like there probably will be a period of time where we'll be extinct.
What's gonna happen? What's next?
Well, that's the thing. Like, there's probably some kind of, who knows, maybe in 15 million years from now, maybe, yes, humans are still around, but maybe there's a big, cosmic problem that affects the Earth so much to the point where...
Well, eventually the sun's going to get so big that it's going to swallow up the Earth. But are we talking about human extinction or are we talking about Earth extinction?
Human.
I'm talking about life. I feel like...
No, I don't know.
Based off of like what the dinosaurs been through, I don't think it's implausible to say that could happen again. And
yes.
all of the life on Earth could be gone,
yes.
Yeah.
and then it just restarts.
Right, but but that's with the premise that we are still just on Earth. I think that we're going to make it to spacefaring species. I think we'll have.
Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about on
Earth in general.
Okay, well, if we're going to say humanity is extinct, people living on other planets are still humans, and humanity still exists.
Sure.
So, are we talking about on a cosmic scale, humanity all being gone because life can't be sustained anywhere? Is that possible? Sure, we don't know what the hell's out there. But on Earth, yeah, Earth's going to be gone. There's no way around that. We're gonna Earth has no chance on the cosmic scale.
Yeah, eventually something will happen. I don't know what.
I'll be long gone. Do I think?
Same here, bro.
Do I think people will be extinct forever? I mean, is it indefinite? I don't know.
Well, but then you could also just argue that, like, yes, what if we were to evolve to the point where we have to travel to other planets, right? Millions from years from now.
Well, that's where we are now.
Right, but who's to say that there's some kind of cosmic level that could completely wipe out all that? You know what I mean?
Right.
So. And I could argue that if that was the case, then I could see it where eventually our idea of our human will probably be gone. Unless maybe evolution were to
intercede
adapt
in some way.
Where we could perhaps live off of less amount of oxygen or whatever cosmic problem that occurs.
Or become cyborgs.
We restart.
That's probably closer to what it will be. It'll be transhumanism. It'll be the integration of technology into your. How do we? How would that not be a thing?
I don't know. I don't know much.
What we might see.
Like an arm
what we might see
in
in our next lifetime, like in our lifetime, is probably some kind of nanotech that could prevent problems like certain types of cancers or growths, where you can take a pill and little nano machines will go through your bloodstream and find it and get rid of it, and then you'll just poop them out. That's definitely something I can see happening in our lifetime. If you told me in 30 years that's going to be a thing, I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. They already have those little things that can get on a sperm, and it like helps them swim to an egg.
What?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it's like a little spiral thing. It's a little spiral thing, and it's like for insemination and stuff. They haven't. I don't think they're using it, but they're testing it.
I don't know why, but I just thought of like, you know how football, you throw it, and sometimes it's kind of hard to throw, but those like smaller little Nerf balls, they're much easier to throw.
You gotta know.
I just thought that.
Yeah.
Oh, like stick on it.
With a little stick.
It's
Little sperm is like,
That's what
Later,
it has like a little whistle too.
That's what happened. That's what Michael Phelps was. He was one of those things.
He was a
No, but that's
winner.
if they're doing nanotechnology like that and working on the genome. Yeah, man. Like, okay, listen. This is where like class disparity comes in, because like there's gonna be a bunch of people that can't afford to do that. It's just gonna be the rich class that can fix their genes and like do these things, and there's gonna be a whole ass thing.
With chips in their heads that don't have movement in their hands, and they're able to play games and everything.
I think they're experimenting with that now. No one's out there living like that. I don't think. I think
thought they already put it.
They're testing it. Like, what? You can't go to a freaking Apple store and get that.
No, I'm not saying no. No, not right away.
Yeah, can I get the chip?
But I thought they already had an experience. I mean,
yeah, they're experimenting on everything.
Like, he's already playing games on it with his brain.
Yeah, you can like think and move the cursor around and stuff. Yeah,
so I was like, what
That's
the?
crazy.
That is, it is.
I'm so like out of tune with all that stuff. Like,
Dude,
I'm really bad. Like, I don't even care to know.
AI is getting pretty advanced. They can look like you and talk like you.
Well, they need to learn from this story.
Right.
I mean, how much of this? So let's say going back to like Jurassic Park, if you discovered it, what would you do with it?
Like what? If I can make
Discovered
dinosaurs
what?
again?
Yeah.
If you discovered that, oh wow, I can get the mosquito blood, and
What I would do,
wow, this is possible,
is use that technology to prevent things that exist now from going extinct. You guys know about the bananas, right?
Yes.
What about them?
They're going extinct. They were different from where they are now.
Well, the way bananas work, the ones that we typically consume at the grocery store, is they're all clones. It's like one main one, and then they would take stalks from it, and they would regrow that. So genetically, they're all the same one. They just grow them, like crops, but it's all the same, genetically the same one. So, which is cool because it works, but what can happen is, like, let's say some kind of infection gets in them, then that means it exploited a weakness in the genes of it. That means they all have that same deficiency in the gene. So if one of them gets this fungus or whatever, they'll all get it. And then there goes that type of banana. So if I had the technology to to fuck with genetics of things like this, I would try to figure out some stuff. I don't know that I would bring dinosaurs back, but
I wouldn't bring dinosaurs back. No matter how much
I would try to figure out, because like,
but that's also from you've seen Jurassic Park. Imagine you've never seen Jurassic Park.
Well, who knows what we would do if we didn't know stuff.
Sure, but I like to think like that. Like,
I'm not. I see what you mean.
Their temptation is.
It would be awesome.
Yeah, you're like, dang.
I love dinosaurs.
The issue isn't that he loved dinosaurs. The issue was that he wanted to be rich because of them.
Yeah,
I thought he was already rich. It didn't seem to me that he wanted to do this because he wanted to be more rich.
Yeah, he did.
He did this because
read the book again. There's all the conversations they have with any of them are about the investors or about how do we turn this into selling stuff and whatever.
I'm talking specifically like the movie, because
the
movie.
In the movie they seemed he's a grandpa.
Yeah, he plays as
in the book he's only about money. He talks about it just being rich people that go there. It's a theme park for rich people.
Spoiled.
It's about money.
Yeah,
he don't care about anyone else. Like, he just wants to make money.
So
he knows that no one else has dinosaurs.
So if you told me I could be the richest person on Earth, I don't know, man. I don't even know how I don't even have that feeling now. I don't even know that I would want it. I don't even know that I would want to be the richest person on Earth.
If you had that technology, you probably would be.
What, making dinosaurs?
Well, that you could it could branch out to so many different things. You know, I mean, if you can clone a dinosaur, you'd probably clone a human.
You can clone a human easier than you can clone a dinosaur.
Yeah.
It'll be harder for a dinosaur. I mean, where we're gonna get the blood at?
Right.
He's just saying if you had it already.
Oh, I don't think I would do it. I'm being honest. Did I be reading Jurassic Park?
Well, yeah, you're right. After we were at Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
because we know what the
Yeah.
the evil of it is.
I think that most people
Would do it.
Most people, if they knew that they could do it, they
Would
would.
it be for the money or just because of the love of dinosaurs?
I think money would be secondary. I think the primary reason people would do it is like, wow, because that's how the world evolves. The reason why Christopher Columbus,
we're gonna get
ventured
political
out,
now.
Is because I got this boat. Let's see how far I can go. Nobody's gone that far.
He didn't do it for the love of exploration. They did it because it was an investment.
But I'm just using that as an example. For the most part, when it comes to people that have the technology, the know-how, they're going to do it and explore that for the sake of exploration. It kind of goes back to being a kid. Like, oh, little Jimmy, you can't go over there in the woods. There's...
Fuck that, we're going.
It's like, I want to go. I want to go
Yeah,
explore.
I want to go explore.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I see what you mean.
So, like, I want to see what's out there. I want to see what's on the other side. So, if you had that technology, I think most people, I say like 95% of people, if I had never seen Jurassic Park, yeah, I would. Because I think that's almost just programmed in our brain to be like, cool, let's go, let's do it.
I think we should.
Let's do it.
I think we should push science as far as it goes in everything, in a way.
Regardless of the ramifications.
Yeah.
That's dangerous. That's exactly what they're...
That's what they're
It's also dangerous not to. It's dangerous not to experiment. It's dangerous not to learn. It's dangerous not to come up with vaccines. It's dangerous not to come up with cancer treatments. It's dangerous not to explore space. Because what if we need to get off Earth? We need to be having that technology ready already.
I just think that, like...
People are going to be evil no matter what.
If the mindset of the society across the globe was at a more simpler mindset from the get-go, probably a lot of the problems that we have now wouldn't occur. So, like, yeah, you're talking about all this cancer and stuff. Where does all that come from? I think probably...
Where does cancer come from?
Well, not just cancer, but I'm talking about, like, diseases and all kinds of stuff. It probably is a result of us being more susceptible to eating cheaper made foods, why do we have cheaper made foods? People found a way, discovered, and let's figure out how we can do this stuff really cheaply. It's like a triple, it's a ripple effect. So I think that if
the issue isn't the science and isn't the exploration, it's what you do with the thing.
The information you have.
That's the thing. What you do with it, and you will never get the greedy part of humanity out. We haven't figured out how to get rid of that yet, and it's
no, we never will.
I don't know if that's a little bleak. I don't know if we ever will, but I believe that we could get to a point where we care about stuff that isn't money and advancement and whatever.
Yeah, it will never happen. I don't think it will.
Well, you don't get to go on that trip when we do it then.
So,
Jeremy,
no trip. So 40 years from now, when we
get this thing together, here's the thing. All right.
So wait. So you're saying that when there's a Jurassic Park that's made, I'm not invited? You're not gonna take me? Damn.
You're not invited.
And I'm gonna be alive.
I'm
gonna be at y'all's funerals.
The problem is,
I'm gonna be at y'all's funerals and say they should have listened to me.
Hey, I watched Jurassic Park and read the book. So I know how to survive.
And you still didn't learn the lesson.
I don't know. See, the problem is, mindset's pretty important. I go back to like thinking about when we were kids, and your parents and like teachers would say like you have to believe in yourself. And I used to think that was such a hokey thing to say, but now, knowing what I know now about like people that are successful, they don't ever believe they're gonna fail. They just keep trying, and the most successful person in anything in sports or whatever it is, they don't go into these things thinking they can't do it. No. So if you go into humanity's progress with the idea that we're never gonna become this advanced society. We're never gonna do that. Well, then you just said we're fucked. I'm not gonna believe that. I'm gonna be one of those people that goes, you know what? Maybe we will wisen up. Maybe there is some kind of movement that brings people together. I think our Jurassic Park conversation went a little bit off the rails there. There's gonna be a stunning edit in there somewhere. We're just having fun talking now, but we really recommend that you check both the movie and the book out if you can.
Yes, please.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
awesome. You're going to love it or you're going to hate it. Either way, it's going to be an experience. We're going to get out of here. We're going to talk about what we're going to bring you next. I think I got some more book reviews on the way in the meantime, and we'll figure out what the three of us are going to do. But on that note, I think we're going to thank you. Like and subscribe. Come back and see us again soon.
See you guys.
Bye. Thank you.